before, this is your maths video for week 12, which is perimeter and area. So the first day, to find the perimeter, add the lengths of all the sides together. Remember your rules of rectangles, opposite sides have the same lengths. The unit of area is meters because you're adding one distance measured in meters to another distance measured in meters. So perimeter is what happens if you decide to walk around the edge of something. So for this little person, they're going to walk 10 centimeters, then they're going to walk another 10 centimeters, then another 10 centimeters, and then a final 10 centimeters. So effectively what I'm doing is I'm saying 10, add 10, add 10, add 10, which is 40. So I've added all the sides together. Now because effectively what I'm doing is I'm saying there's an amount of meters plus an amount of meters and another amount of meters, another amount of meters. I've not got different units. I'm not doing any multiplying, so I know that my answer is also going to be meters. Okay, so I know that this answer is going to be 40 meters. Okay, or 40 centimeters depending on the unit in the question. Okay. Looking at the second one then, it's still a rectangle because opposite sides are the same length, but it's not a square because they're not all the same. So I would just add up the individual ones. So if you want to check that you've done everything, place your little person on and make sure that as you do your calculation, so I've got 15, I'm then going to add on 7, then add on another 15, and then add on another 7. This might seem really obvious, but when it gets more complicated and you're not just adding rectangles, it's sometimes worth drawing the lines around so you know you've added everything on. Okay, so slightly more complicated ones. They don't have to be rectangles. It's any kind of distance where you're going around the outside. So I'm going to place my person on. They're going to walk 8 centimeters. Then they're going to walk another 13. Then they're going to walk another 9. And then they're going to walk another 13. And then a final 8. Okay, now for ones where they don't have an obvious other side, like we're not sure what this length is and we're not sure what this length is, we need to remember that they are rectangles. Okay, you can quite clearly see that those are rectangles. If you wanted to, you could measure it. It's 90 degrees, therefore they've got two rectangles. So opposite sides in a rectangle have to be the same length. So I know this one will be 12. Okay, any tricky ones, just place your person on so you know you've counted everything. Okay, area. Now, perimeter is how far you would walk in total if, for instance, you wanted to walk around a lake. Okay, if I wanted to know how big the lake was and how much space it took up, then I'd be talking about area. So, for instance, here's my lake. Perimeter tells me if I was going to walk around it, how far I would have to go. Okay, with the little person on. Area is telling me how much water's on the surface of this lake. So it's only measuring it horizontally. Okay, it's not going to tell you how much water is in the lake, but it will tell you what the surface area is that it covers. Okay, so effectively we can do that by counting the squares because each of these squares is worth 1 centimetre by 1 centimetre. And we can realise that because look, it's 4 centimetres. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so number of squares in these rectangles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we can see a pattern here. Let's check this one. So I'm going to count the squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now you should notice something about 9 centimetres with the sides being 3 centimetres and 3 centimetres. Okay, so you've got your rule. You could count the squares or you could multiply the length times the width. Okay. Now this is the blue challenge for day 2. Investigate how many shapes you can make which have a perimeter of 12 centimetres. Okay, so we're looking for shapes where the sides add to make 12. So I'm going to start by doing ones which I know that the sides add up to make 12. I'm going to do rectangles first because it's easier. Okay, so I could do 5 add 5, which is 10, and then I need 2 more sides. I could do 1 add 1. Okay, and I can draw that. So obviously you'd use a ruler, but I can't really do that because I'm on a tablet. So there will be my shape. There's my 1 centimetre, okay, and 5 centimetres. Okay, now it's asking you how many options there are. So you need to think about how you could vary that pattern. Could you do something with ½ centimetres? Could you do sort of 4 add 4, which is 8? Okay, I've then got another 4 centimetres to go, so maybe I might add on 2 add 2. But I could also do for the same length. There's lots of different options to make 12. Why do you think there's so many options? Okay, so in terms of what patterns do you notice, think about how you can vary the lengths to find more ideas. Okay, so it does say just be careful. Diagonals you can use if you want to do stars and things, you can. If you want to do rhombus, that'd be great. But just be aware that that distance is not 1 centimetre. Okay, only the vertical and the horizontal lines are 1 centimetre. Okay, you can measure it if you like. That diagonal will be slightly bigger than 1 centimetre. Okay, you can do it. Good luck.